Sanibonani bafethu, and this is your boy, Okatle Khontariana Mula, aka Mr. Soweto Kafale Motseba, aka Mr. Cool himself. Welcome to Kota N Chill Podcast. Welcome to your PSE channel. Welcome to your football, and welcome to your Vodacom My News. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comment down below.
Soweto, Sigeto, Yakaho, Dariano Shalahambani Blackberry. Black coffee, no cream, no sugar. I'm creaming my blazer, guys. Today, all things about politics. You just want to know, from here, where do we go? But nonetheless, I'm trying to space Usoli Mabaila, the General Secretary of ELF. So, still like a band, so Puma, what inspired Ilokuja? You know, so
Buffet.
I so
Liberator Mani. Man.
Who Liberator Mani?
Yeah.
I so Limapai.
This one is not even a freedom fighter, he's a liberator.
Yeah.
Liberator Mani.
Yeah.
Man, I need to have Pilega Solimapai.
Communist Party.
Yeah, this is a card.
Yes.
I have a fight. Should go to the but then Buffett no liberator man. He's not a political fighter like others. He's a liberator. What's a liberator? What's the difference between the because we are all fighting. What's the difference between the two?
No, liberators are more organized and they believe that the only way we're going to resolve our challenges is when the society is organized. If you go and fight and disrupt, you're not going to come up with any solutions there. So we're more organized.
Oh, so a freedom fighter is not organized.
No, I'm not interested in talking about them. Our interest is to speak about Economic Liberators Forum to say our society is not organized and it needs to be organized.
Yeah,
that is the only way we're going to address our challenges that are facing us.
Yeah. So basically we're going to talk about common matters, things that are happening currently in the ground.
I think that's what's important. I think what South Africa needs is say, how do we then resolve the current challenges that are facing us?
Yes.
They don't know. Future is good, but now people are hungry now, people are unemployed now. Crime is increasing now, it's affecting them now. Our women are not safe now. So as much as to project the future of where we're going, but there are current challenges that need to be resolved, and it's only economic liberators that we have solutions.
Yeah.
But our solutions needs community to be involved, because the reality is that we have donated South Africa to those who are governing. We have not taken ownership of it as South Africans. And the only way we are going to solve South African problem is when we take ownership of it and organize ourselves as society.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, okay, let's jump into the source. Because now you're talking ELF,
yes.
Fighting the system. What does ELF stand for?
ELF stands for Economic Liberators Forum.
Liberators.
Meaning,
not freedom fighters.
No, we're liberators.
Yeah, organized.
So yeah, we want to address most of the problems that we have. It is because economically we're not well. The reason why you have high crime, you have other crimes that relates to GBV, it is because people are bored of sitting at home. They have nothing to do. If people can get busy, if we can get South Africa busy, a lot of crimes that are happening will go down.
Yeah. So when you telling me you want the ELF wants to get to make South Africa to be busy?
No, who must get busy? Who must get busy?
How? Because how?
Oh, one of the let's say Soweto. Let's analyze Soweto.
Yeah.
In Soweto, you have 355,000 households.
Mm-hmm.
This is before you count the back rooms. In each and every household, like if it's this house, probably there are around 5 more families that are inside there.
Yeah.
So but I'll work with 355 as an example.
Yeah, each.
So we need to analyze this particular economy of Soweto.
Yeah.
Let's say average income per each household, let's say it's 5,000.
Yes, sir.
Whether you're 3, 4, it's grants, let's say it's 5,000. So if you say 5,000 times 355, I think it comes somewhere around just above 3.2 billion. So then it tells you that in Soweto every month, there's 3.2 billion that is circulating. That people are getting in form of salaries, grants, it is there. That money. Now the question is, who's benefiting? Where are we using that money?
Yes, sir.
Typical example, all these houses start 355,000, they are buying meal. Let's say each and every household is buying 10 kg of meal. Meaning that in Soweto, there's a demand of 355,000 10 kgs every month. Now the question is, who's manufacturing that particular meal?
Yes.
Why? I was saying we need to resolve the issue of unemployment.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to then start to manufacture commodities that we're consuming daily. So we're sure every house here, they are buying 10 kg.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that is stopping us for us to have a factory that is going to manufacture this meal. then you will ask us where are we going to get maize so that they can then start to manufacture this thing. You have people who are in rural areas or who are in area where there are farms. They've been planting commodities like, let's say, cabbage. But after they plant it, when it's time to harvest, they go and stand by the robot and pray that someone buys that particular cabbage. And maybe you find that they end up selling only 20, 30, 40% of those cabbages. Or they end up reducing the price so that the cabbages, they don't get rotten. So I was to say, we then organize farmers who don't have access to market. We then say, there's a demand of 355 kgs per month in Soweto. During the season of maize, can you plant enough that can supply and meet the demand as a Soweto? I know you have a factory that you have established. So now our farmers, when they go plant, they no longer go wait by the robots. They know there's a manufacturing hub of maize that is in Soweto. So they, whatever they plant during the time of harvest, they bring it straight to this particular factory. That must be based in Soweto. Then those who wait by the cash bills and have transport, or when they don't have contract, we then give them contract to bring these things. Others will then be delivering local, because this maize meal must reach the people. And that is just one commodity. You go to your cooking oil that everyone is buying. Meaning that in Soweto there's a demand of 355,000 liters of cooking oil every month. So our solution to say, and these things can only achieve them if our society is organized. And the only way society will participate is when there's a particular portion that comes back to them. Currently, you buy this maize meal, but whoever owns this product does not bring a single cent. And we have issues of crimes where our patrollers are patrolling, but they don't get even a stipend. You have child-headed families. These products that we're buying, they don't bring even a cent. That must then be given back to this particular community. So if we are to push any manufacturing hubs here to produce these commodities, there must be a percentage that comes back to that particular community. So that it pushes social programs, so that we're able to fight the social ills. So that we're able to take our brothers and sisters to rehabs through the commodities. So what we're saying, Renaissance Economic Liberator, that we are the ones who are holding solutions to our problems. We are just not organized. And no one wants to organize us so that we remain below the poverty level, so that we continue to rely on grants. And the minute you rely on grants, you are not going to buy the hand that feeds you, even if you don't agree, because you are worried 350 have I. You must continue supporting. But what was saying, South African must be able to take ownership of South Africa, take ownership of its problem, so that we are then able to collectively solve them. Because no one is coming to save us. It is us who must confront these challenges.
Yeah.
So, me what anything for you you are trying to apply a new system.
Yes, because these are the things that were not taught at school. But I think it was deliberate, so that those who were marginalized previously, so that they never rise from the poverty levels. And if we are not going to, we need to try to do what has never been done. So that is the only way we are going to change our current circumstances.
So do you think it's possible to change the system? Who make the system will let you change the system?
No, they will fight, but once the society is organized and they see the power that I have, we are going to, the system will have to adopt.
Because the problem is fear. People are in fear, even if we want to change the system. Like,
despite fear, like as ELF, what have you done so far in like trying to show people who see this is possible? Like maybe in your community, maybe I'm a greenhouses, isn't that's so
Economic Liberators was revived two months ago in September, actually mid-September. So we have around only 6 weeks. So, but we have been preaching this particular gospel. The first thing you need to do, this thing will never work unless you organize community. We need to go preach it. We need to make them understand how does it work. And a simple example, every household here buys the tissues, toilet papers. Say. Why are we not manufacturing them? And a particular percentage must come to the community. So what we're saying to the community is say there are things that you are spending money on, just that they are not benefiting you. Why are we not doing it ourselves and start to be organized? But a particular portion must then come back to you as a community. So that it then addresses the social ills. So that if you have child headed, you have those who can't afford to even register. That particular community trust must then be able to assist in such circumstances. So what we're asking people is that you are spending this money, but it is not working for you.
Yes.
Why are we not organizing ourselves so that we are able to employ young people ourselves? Because if you want to address unemployment, but you're not creating factories, companies that can absorb these people, it will forever be a song where we are complaining young people are not working.
So isn't what you're trying to do the same thing that EFF is trying to do? Because EFF is for the working class, right? It's making sure that people are able to have things for themselves.
I'm not going to comment on what EFF is doing. I'm not their fan. But I can tell you about what Economic Liberators plans to do.
Yeah.
But what I know is that what we're offering is things that are practical, that are doable under the current legal system with its own constitution. We don't have to wait to change the constitution. We don't have to wait to grab the land. These are the things that we can do. Once society is organized, we can start producing one of the commodities that they are consuming.
So where is ELF from? Isn't it from EFF?
No. We are not a breakaway of any party.
Yeah.
Because if you are to check people we have, they are from different political backgrounds.
Sure. And
these are the people who others have been taking a long break in politics, but we just came together to say we need to be able to come up with solutions that can address our current challenges. As much as the future of nationalization and what is good, but people are hungry now. So South Africa, as much as the future is important, we need to be able to say, how do we assist you guys while you are doing this? How do we raise funding so that you have proper equipment, so that if you leave your things here, there are patrollers that come and go, so that you don't wake up tomorrow, your equipments are gone.
That's shy.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
shy. So when I got like in your hometown, because before we check a larger scale, as calling scale is not. Like the theory that you're talking about now, we go practice like in your hometown.
No, I think because Economic Liberators was founded 8 years ago, in 2015. So even when you check our colors, they've always been like this. So, and we have always been Economic Liberators Forum, ELF. Just that then we're more focused on organizing businesses. So there were lessons learned in that particular 8 years. On what works, what does not work. So now, since we started mid-September, we just started now. So there's nothing much we have done, but there are lessons that have been learned. We know what works. And with some of the business that didn't make it, it is because community was not involved. Community didn't understand. If you buy your bread every day, what is it that comes back to the community? So our approach now is to make sure that everything that we do, every business that comes in, community is involved, community becomes a stakeholder. If you start manufacturing school shoes, imagine how many students we have here who are buying school shoes, who are buying school uniforms. Why we don't have a factory that manufacture those things here in Soweto? But you go buy those things every year. So right now we have learned over the period of 8 years, we know what works. And now we're busy with the process of consultations. Because these things, you are not going to just wake up and open a factory. Community must have a buy-in. They must see themselves owning these things. They know when I buy, I'm going to probably assist a particular child-headed family. You know that family, they will be able to eat every day. Hey, those people, our mamas who are working the night shifts, they know their kids can be left somewhere where they'll be taken care of, because we'll be able to raise social funds that can then to make sure to address all these social needs. Because there must be a percentage that goes back to the community. Currently, what you buy, you get nothing. They just decide what they're going to invest in which trust or whatever. But nothing is coming back that you can touch and feel.
Yeah. So with your own understanding, do you think is it necessary for us to have like so many parties? Because we can just have a few like yours, maybe ANC, what like.
Because
it's necessary to have
we all have one aim, right?
Yeah, and they all talking the same thing. That's the thing. What you are saying, Amayama Party, you need to follow white monopoly so we can take what back. Like do you have to have so many parties while you guys are saying the same thing?
As long as a party that is going to be able to respond to our current challenges. Because the reason why people are starting a lot of they are seeing a gap. They are seeing a serious gap, or no one is speaking to our challenges. But I can safely tell you, on the pace where Economic Liberators that it is growing, it is scary. Even ourselves, we never expected it. But I'm telling you, people have been waiting for Economic Liberators. This is the organization that is going to change the political landscape of South Africa. I know currently people are just watching us with curiosity. But I'm telling you, where this thing is going to catch fire, no one is going to stop us. And I'm telling you already where they are sitting, they are uncomfortable by our presence. Because everywhere we're going, people are receiving us from young to old. Because this is what they've been waiting for. We're waiting for. Because people have been promised, now when we campaign, we're not promising people houses. We're not promising people izinto. But we're saying, as much as you rely on government for survival, but if given an opportunity, you will love to do it yourself. So right now, we want South African to be able to do it for themselves. We need to create an environment that allows them to stop depending on government. And we're not saying grants must be stopped. Those who don't have must be given but must have a plan to say, how do we make you not to rely on government going forward? Because how things are happening now, if you are poor, even your kids will be poor, everyone in your family line will be poor. Because the system does not allow you to get out of poverty.
So do you think we are fit enough? Because that's the system, though. So do you think we are fit enough as black people to challenge about Rupert?
No, I think what is important, we don't have, there will never be, even if let's say Ruperts continue manufacturing and we start to manufacture ourselves, our own commodities, meaning that there will be more supply in South Africa. Then price goes down. But Africa is hungry. When we have enough in South Africa, we start to feed Africa. After we feed Africa, we start to feed the world. The more you export, the more our rent is going to get real, our economy, the more government will have more to take care of some of our challenges. So there's no one as ulimala. If we have enough to feed South Africa, we feed Africa. When we're done with Africa, we go to Asia, we go to Europe, or we go to USA. Because there's a serious demand of food. So there will never be too much.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm not much into politics, yet I need to have a party that I vote for. But my biggest fear, like many other of the youth, is that you guys come here and nikulumaga, and this is how you talk. You promise us many things. Like you say, you're not promising anything, but you want us to stand up with our feet and be able to do things our own way, right? But obviously there's laws and other things that need to change. And it's us born in pants because now we guys voted for you.
Yeah, no, I think what's different about our approach is that we're not telling you what we can do for you. We're telling what we can do with you. Which for our system, what we're trying to do for it to work, community must be directly involved in it.
With us.
That's why when we tell you this is how this thing works, you need to take ownership. Yeah, the one who's hungry. Yeah, the one who's affected by crime. Yeah, the one who's not accessing better health systems. So what we're saying, society must get organized and understand that their problems need them to take a step. Their problems belongs to them. Our problems belongs to us. Because I'm telling you, you are going to wait. And I'm telling you, no one is coming. But you have yourself. So as economic liberators were saying, as society, we just need to be organized. And start to check, where are we spending our money? Why are we not producing those particular products? Others will say we don't have capital to buy machine.
Obviously.
During my days when I used to have serious fun, when you go to places where there's fun, you will realize black people who have money. We're just not organized, we're just spending it on wrong things. You go to some of the places around here, on a weekend, they are able to do sales of over 2 to 3 million. So it's not that we don't have money, we're just not organized, we're just not putting our money where our mouth is. We're just consuming.
So despite you doing something with us, the community being involved, what are you as ELF doing for the community?
In your hometown.
No. I have clarified with you. We only started mid-September.
Yeah, but then...
And at this stage, no. Pella, I know we need to be practical. We only started mid-September. We have been doing consultations. Currently we're in a consultation stage. This system will never work until people are involved.
Yeah.
So
if you are to implement it in Diepkloof, every household needs to commit to the program you want to do. If you are going to manufacture a cooking oil and you just start doing it when all you want, how will they even know that you're manufacturing it? How will they even know that there is a stakeholder on that cooking oil? There's a Turan that comes back to them to deal with social ills. So consultation will be very important. you know, South African problem, they don't have an instant solutions. But we can have a plan which we can start to get it rolling. Right now, we only have a couple of weeks.
I get it.
I also get it.
And what was saying, we're in a process of trying to organize society. Until society is organized, there's nothing you're going to do.
But still, Mr. Liberator, I was taught that before you do something, you need to lead by example.
No, true.
Like for me, myself and I, if I want maybe Soweto to start supporting me in something, I need to be able to stand.
No,
And
true.
be able to, maybe if I'm a singer, for instance, and I want to promote other people as well, I need to be able to wait there by the robots and do it myself and sing myself so that I can promote other people and we stand together.
You see?
Whether it's 2 weeks, 2 months,
No.
5 months.
I think our approach, we need to be organized from the start. Our first start, we need to organize society and conscientize it. It needs to be conscientized. You need to make them realize the money that they control, that rotate amongst themselves. So our first, and we have already started. Us coming here is a process of campaigning and trying to organize people. So if you just, people about South Africa have been mobilized and not organized. And that's why we're not able to achieve anything, because we're not organized in society. You see how criminals are surviving. They are so organized that they even share streets. They know where now you operate from here to there. They are so organized. No
Taxi drivers.
they know they are so organized.
Yeah.
So we are not going to achieve anything if we just confront our challenges not organized. So in our first step, we have already started to organize society. That's why we're doing consultation. But the work is still but there are commodities that we can start that wouldn't take time. Example, almost houses they are buying tray of eggs. If we are to call, they are very expensive. If we are to call, let's say 1,000 households around here, then they commit to say, if people who are interested in business can start to produce, to farms, start a chicken that will produce eggs. We're always 1,000 households we're going to start to buy. But a particular percentage comes back and be invested back to that particular community in terms of addressing the social ills. So I'm saying the first step, we need to be organized. Currently, we are not. Currently, we don't see the power that we have. We think for us to solve our problem, someone must come, there must be government money. And this is before government intervenes. And we are quite sure, come next year, we're going to sit in a table where we're going to decide who's going to govern. That is where we're going to start to put conditions. To say, if we are to work with you, you need to make sure that there's cash injection to build factories where people are staying so that they can start manufacturing commodities that they are consuming every month or daily.
So why don't you because it's still a theory, why don't you fuse now people are influential? Because maybe in want to want the community. So he has the numbers in the community.
Yeah.
No,
it's about working together.
Economically,
gangsters waiting. Why don't you?
No, economically, Liberator is a voluntary organization. Anyone is welcome to join. Our information is public. If it relates on what we're trying to achieve, is welcome. So I'm saying we're not going to put red tapes for anyone to participate on what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
But what we're saying, what we need to achieve as a society, we need to be organized. And once you're organized, I'm telling you, you can do anything that you put your mind onto.
Yeah, but I get you. So you need us guys to be able to be one, right? Unity is one.
Yes, we need to be organized. Yeah.
So his point is, there is no need for him to come forward to you guys because of you guys have the same goal.
I'm not
Why
sure.
don't you fetch maybe Untlantalax or refetch EFF or ANC to say, no guys, we're trying to do this one thing. So why don't we just work together?
No, I think maybe the end results are the same, but I don't think our approach are the same.
So we can just share.
Others believe that you must first change the constitution, get the land. I was saying, before you even get the land, we can start working. I was saying, before you even nationalize the banks, we can start working using what we have. So we're not differing with future plans, but we're saying, what is it that we can do now? People are interested on the now. We start losing focus on the future.
Yeah.
So we have no issues with future plans of other people. But we're saying our main focus now is to be able to organize our people now, so that even when that future comes, we're ready.
Yazi makhulu mkhudumane ngisensayo. Ngisenza unhlanhla like into epusha like boma operation to do like don't wait for the government like asiyenze manje. Ungathi asimeli 350 ukuthi siyophanda. Asivale no. Siyothola into esithola no. So ELF ilwela lento le ukuthi yabona njengoba thine podcast manje. Isiyenze manje azangisamele ukuthi mina sicashwe SABC ukuze sibe ne podcast. Siyenze manje. So into engifuna yazi ngokhulumana wa ELF what's more to expect than like fighting this into show more like there's things like education because now you're talking about job opportunities but education is expensive uzosebenza kanjani ungafunda isikolo ngapha siyadura ke la mali like hlanga
no I think in terms of education because I know we must give credit where it is due there are funds that are made available like NEFSAS there are bursaries the only thing that is happy is that our young people who are doing the matric at 11 they don't have information others they have but they just want to be pushed and all these things are happening they are missing these opportunities because we are not organized as society I mean if you are living in this particular you are supposed to know how many students are writing matric how many are challenged financially we are supposed to be able to organize those people and the problem is that as society we are selfish in a sense that you are only concerned about ingane zama you are only concerned about those who buy in but you forget or if you don't empower ingane emakhela uzozantshontshela kusasa so the minute society is organized and you understand you know what is happening who is who what is happening you are able to then address this particular challenge the issue of education is very critical because number one that system needs to be challenged on its own because what is currently happening government can invest in you maybe you are going to do BA in language example no if those who are doing it apologies if you are offended I'm just doing an example you are doing BA in language government goes and spend 800,000 on you from your first year until you finish only for you to go sit at home and become unemployed so what I'm saying people are studying just to be certified just to get a certificate but they are not getting relevant education relevant skills they are not studying relevant qualifications because why would a person of Mozambique come to South Africa and go and stay in Woma Santin, Woma Mitre? It's because they are prepared they have been trained properly so that they are able to survive under economic hardships so what was saying you see if we are going to do any program any qualification we must be sure when this student lives here where they're going to work people must not just be funded so that they say they are learners they have degrees but those degrees are completely useless and if we are to have programs we must train people to be able to survive under our economic conditions because South Africa is very rich in mineral is very rich in terms our soil is fertile why are we not training more people on warmer food production training more people in farming
agriculture
because those are you don't there's a lot of empty land that is underutilized check simple thing Ulabo mama sell veggies why are we not having our own locals farming those things we buy green pepper every day onions cabbage carrots why are we not having our own people who are unemployed going to do that particular farming maybe you'll raise one question to say but someone who already started let's say HR they must do skills program where we go through if you want to plant onion we go give you a 10 days training to how to plant onion how to do soil treatment because our people already are learners they've wasted their time they are unemployed they can't be employed so we need to come up with quick skills program where you don't have to go to school do 3 years agriculture in order to go plant an onion you must be trained 10 days on how to plant an onion how to do soil treatment how to take off an onion next time when you want to start planting carrots you will go for 10 days and be trained on how to treat carrots you don't need 3 years 5 years you don't have time people are hungry now hey simple things there's no public college that is training people to do couches if you have to check people who are doing these things most of them are people from outside but there are new houses being built every day we need furniture so I'm saying the educational system have just been designed to fail a black child it's just been designed to make sure we remain poor but when you will be able to get efforts just to go study something that is not going to assist you other studies for certain degrees I know someone who started very learned who is an honors who is working in a call center because what they studied it is a nice to have when you take those pictures with guns, but there's nothing for you. You are not prepared for the market. And recently there was a summit. They called college principals, but we were going to discuss curriculum. There were no players there were no entrepreneurs, there were no owners of companies there. So academics are sitting and telling us, we're entrepreneurs, to say these are the qualifications we're going to do. Instead of us telling them to say these are the type of skills we need. Can you produce more people? I will tell you an example. Most South Africans are entrepreneurs who enter into business, but you have few people who understand how to do documents. And to date, there's no public institution that trains people on how to do proposals and to do proper documents. There's nothing. You get a person at Minangine diploma, you start them from scratch. But we know there's a demand of people who can administer TAMA proposals. But no one. Now it's only private entities that are starting to come to do trainings on this tender. I know even Treasury in Gauteng does that. But I'm saying, why are these people not coming out prepared? Because an issue at the tender system has been done to empower DAC so that they're able to be part of the system here, government procurement. But I'm saying deliberately, or not deliberately, is ignorance. We are not capacitating our people properly so that they're able to survive under these particular economic hardships.
Oh, yeah, you said a lot. But still, there's no bad Mina from my side. I hear you. I think, this is the initiative we need to take going forward. Do you sometimes go to school to talk about this? Because honestly speaking, we cannot sit here podcasting and talk about this. Tina, already our minds are rotten from the onset. Talking about like maybe someone who has money needs to be on TV and be naked. You understand? What they're showing our children is that the only way to make money is for you to be naked. They're out there on camera so that you can be able to make money. Not in the way that you're saying that we need to have agriculture, do bartering sometimes, do these things ourselves. So have you started going to maybe universities where you can get such people? Because the power isn't on the youth. 70% of the youth has the power to change what we have in our country. So do you go to universities?
Yeah, I think our next program, which we have deployed Liberators Fisom team, is in a high school that side of Fine Town. We call it Diepkloof. So we've been invited. We're going to be speaking to matriculants. So we have started. Already, I'll share the poster with you. Please. So that you get the exact details.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah, because Nakon, talking about like planting and what the real talk, we do have such things in the whole, like Elokshi, whereby abantu bayatshala, whereby abantu bayenza mari buela walenta show, they don't get support. Uthola umuntu uyatshala, mara phuma itamati encane ndo, and the moja bhekamela futhi community yona. So isikhathi mase siya like iyawa lento le, yangithola kuna support ifana nabo labantu labo abayenza ema-patrol. Sitshontshelwa ama-camera bayabreaka in shop la sishuthe khona. Beba baningi, the reason why bayehleli i-support ayikho. So kula ngena khona abokhotmani bazosupport amajita bangameli government ukuthi yenze izinto.
But we can start so locally, Mus.
No, that's the whole idea. These things belong to the people. It belongs to the people. The community must be involved. We need to say, we have challenges that we need more. Patrollers are no longer participating because they don't even get stipends.
Yes.
People who are taking care of the olds who are supposed to go take medications, go to the clinic and bring it to Bokoko. They are no longer doing it. Child-headed families are not taken care of. Then we then say, how do we then resolve this thing? People are not going to contribute money every month.
Yeah.
They are not going to do it.
Yeah.
If you say, no, let's contribute 50-50, they're not going to do it. But if you say, you buy milli-meal, why are we not manufacturing this milli-meal? And you buy this milli-meal that you are also buying for ShopRite. Then a particular percentage will then come back to address all these social ills. So people would like to exchange for things. Hey, whatever, you are buying milli-meal or you buy cooking oil, can you buy it from these guys? Then every 2 rand will then come and make sure give stipends to all these people who are patrolling. Make sure they feed these particular households that are child-headed. Make sure these people who are taking medication for abantu abadala are able to get stipends. So our solution to say, well, let's utilize what you are currently spending your money on. We're not convincing you to buy what you're not buying. We're just saying, let's manufacture it. A particular percentage must come back to your own community. Because where you're buying now, nothing is coming back to your communities. People are sitting in New Zealand, are sitting in Mauritius, Just monitoring. When you are buying every month, sales are moving very well. But they're bringing nothing to your own communities.
Because if I like, I'm an opportunity to like into the we have smartphones, it's not about Twitter, it's not about Facebook. See, I want an opportunity I enjoy, and we have one opportunity to join a marathon, like the program they call an assistant. I went like a spanner. They call as if we need home majority to apply. Marathon expand about what Sunday lane. Do you know that?
No, all I know is that I think the intentions were good. Where they were challenged is in terms of implementation, but otherwise I think he tried. The premier tried because China's liberators, where we need to give credit, we'll give it. But I think they were challenged in terms of implementation. But the intentions were good.
How so?
Their intention was to give young people opportunities, but the problem is that where these young people will be placed, we don't have enough spaces because we're not creating factories, we're not creating companies that can absorb these learners. So meaning that there's money, but they have no places where they can go place these learners. That's the challenge. Because we're not creating new businesses. We're not creating new companies that can absorb our people.
So many things that
yeah.
are there.
And maybe some of the things how we can solve issue unemployment. And I believe South Africa, because there's 16 hours that you can't account for. 8 hours you're sleeping. There's another 8 hours you go to work. But there's another 8 hours that you can't account for. You can't account for that particular 8 hours. Others now, I know around 800,000 students are writing their matric this year. And total students, I think in the system of education, they are around 1.7 million. And that 1.7 million is people who are in the system now, from first year up to PhD. This includes universities and TVET colleges. Yeah, I'm very just. We should have just bought it. No, we'll buy it. We must support it.
Because what I saw now, you know why we don't trust. You know why we don't trust politicians so much. I'm a politician. They take our hunger and campaign with it. When they get the money, they are done with us.
No, you're correct. It's what has been happening and it's what we're trying to change. You're correct. Our people are only engaged during the time for votes. When votes are finished, people are gone. That's why our approach, that's why we have not even spoke about what government can do for the people. We are going to be part of this government that is coming. And there are certain entities or departments that will want to be part of that, then pushes our mandate. But I think what is important now, you see, once you organize society, once society is organized and there are things that we need. Once you call government and you do a petition, they are going to listen. Those who are in government are afraid of organized voices. The reason why they are getting away with what they are doing now, it is because a society are not organized. We think there's government, there's us. Mangi jala, pop ama champagne, ama ace of spade. John Perayong. Oh nala. Then but what would the imali implement? They don't see you eating their money that they contribute through tax. So we have distanced ourselves. We think there's government, namely a government, there's us. So once we're organized, I'm telling you, it's all Tizogichi.
So I don't know to go nimale government.
No, it's your money.
Politician.
When they bring service, it's not a favor. It's your money. And society currently now, they are not participating on determining how this money must be spent. They sit in corners and decide. So what we're saying, society must be organized. Once you're organized, I'm telling you, I can go doesn't robber. Because then you'll have these learned ones. Who are then committed, who will then start to also realize this is our committee, they'll start to advise. You have people who are learned in our society, others are chartered accountants, others are doctors. They will start to give you ideas. How do you then make sure government do this? How do you write particular memos to make sure you put pressure? So the reason why people are getting away with what they're doing is because as society are not organized.
So how can we as a society be organized if we still have foreigners? What's your take on foreigners?
Number one, I have no issues with legal, documented foreigners.
But we have a lot of illegal.
No, No, we must break it. We can't generalize.
Liberator.
Hey,
Please, let's not show.
Listen, no. There are two types.
Yeah, please.
There are two types. There are those who are documented, there are those who are not documented.
Yeah.
Those who are not documented must go. We must take them back. And those who are documented, even if they want to actively participate, there must never be a sector where people of outside are dominant. We must never have a situation where dispenser shop are dominated by people of outside. Hey, to us, South Africans come first, and we're not saying we don't want to do business with people of outside, but these things must be regulated. And when these people are flooding all over, they are not doing it. The law allows them. Because it's a free market system.
How do we fight it?
No, it's a free market system that allows everyone to just do. But if we organize a society, we're even going to know how many sponsors we have. We're even going to be able to say, well, in this area, these are the number of sponsors required if you are from outside. 70% must be our people. But even our people need to be trained proper. We don't want to get rid of people. The next thing you start to sell us bread by 50 rand. And then now it's yourselves. We have no options. So, but what I say, one society is organized and they start to manufacture this. I mean, bread. Everyone is buying bread at school. They're buying bread. Why are we not having bakeries? Why bread must come from Goldiport in one of the big bakeries? Who's manufacturing this bread? How many places are selling kotas?
So Hotman ngilokubuza ngiyabuza usisi ngaleli ngasikhathazile la ne. Ngambuza ngalento esho, ngambuza ngecapitalism. Like capitalism when ucabanga ngecapitalism because I feel like that's more like capitalism.
Which one?
Like what you are saying, we must manufacture our own.
No. Capitalism is normally those big players who are dominant. So Rena, what was saying, if Nidia guys you are here in Soweto and Diepkloof, we can start manufacturing our own thing, meaning that the community, we are socializing the economy, where everyone start to manufacture commodities that they are consuming. So capitalism is few people who are in charge who control the entire value chain. So our approach is that we want to socialize the economy so that those who are players or consumers of these commodities, they become manufacturers themselves. So that's our approach.
Yeah, because man, it's important to be clear. Because the entire show of man, it's kind of fair. Baningi abantu abenza lezi zinto ekasi. Baningi abantu abenza mara lento le support. Yangizwa abayitholi. So what more? Like the future. What the future? Like do you believe we must have young leaders? Like in money that must lead us.
No, true. You know that thing is said that young people have left the future of South Africa in the hands of the old. Who are not going to be there in the next 10, 20 years. They will be all dead.
Even 5 years.
Gone. So, and Tina now will have kids. We'll need to account to our kids. What did we do during our time? So Tina, our organization, even though we have elder people, because we need their wisdom and guidance, but it's youth dominant. It's youth dominant. Because we decided to say we are going to take ownership of the future. Because we'll be the ones who need to account. To say what is it that we did when we saw our countries being sold. When we saw our countries being destroyed. What did we do? So now we know in 20 years, 30 years we'll be there to answer these questions. But at least we've taken a step to say as young people, we are responsible for our own future. Because at least democracy allows us to be organized. So what excuse will we be having? To say, why, if we saw they're destroying the country, why didn't we stop them? What will be the excuse we're going to give our kids, our grandkids? I'm telling you, unless we get organized, we will be rendered as the most useless generation in South Africa. But we are not late. It is still possible.
It is still possible.
It is possible. We just need to be organized and acknowledge that South African problems belongs to us and no one will solve them beside ourselves.
So when we started the interview, I heard you mentioning we need to have our own factories. Heard you mentioning maybe emakhaya because there are farms. That's where maybe the soil is more richer. You understand, where the potatoes become more richer and fertile. So what is it that we can start here in Soweto without involving Kala, Emakaya, where we live here in Soweto, to say, this is what I can change for Soweto so that we can start moving provincial?
No, it's fine. But as I always say, the first step is for us to be organized. Number one, you need to be able to assess yourself. What is it that you're able to do? If you don't have land in Soweto, and you have to produce a cooking oil, you need people who have access to the land in the rural area, because they don't have access to market. We are not going to operate in isolation. But now you have people. You have a place of, like vendor example, the population is very low, but they have enough land. So if they then manufacture a farm, a cooking oil, they then bring it to Soweto, then you manufacture the oil and distribute it to this large population that you have, which on the latest state, I think you're over 4 million people that are just in this particular small space. So that needs an opportunity. You have an opportunity to feed 4 million people who are just not doing it. So, but I say we're not going to operate in isolation. We'll check what are we good at, but we need to be able to coordinate and organize the society and be able to partner with different communities within South Africa based on our capabilities and the resources that are available.
So there's nothing we can do as Soweto.
No, we can
don't
do.
Have land.
No, a simple example, like a farm that gives us eggs. You don't need a big land. Around N12, there are empty lands there that you can just apply. Others are owned by government. You can lease them. And how you lease it, you say you only start to pay once you start operating. Which when you're still doing setups and everything, you're not paying rent. You need to put it on your contract. So, like eggs, this 355,000 household, they are buying 3 of eggs. I don't know, others are buying 30, others are buying 60, others are buying 18.
6.
So, others are buying 6. But the issue is that there's 355,000 households. That are around 300 maybe are buying this tray of eggs. And it is not us who are feeding them. It is not us who are in those farms who are producing such. Those are things that are doable. You have one mama who used to work in factories, manufacturing impact. Why are we not organizing them? Those who have passion, so that they can start to manufacture masculine uniforms. Why? Just imagine how many students are in Soweto. We're talking about Soweto only. Those are the things we can do. They have machines. Mama is a labo mama na uzophuma nomshini akafune kephi ofuna itafula afaka umshini wakhe nesitulo.
At school.
They have it. Ikhona imshini la. I'm telling you. Hey, Mabaza, if you call them, they come with it. So they're not going to tell you they need capital. But now machine. And once they have an off-take, when schools commit to this is the uniform we're going to buy, parents, and they'll know there will be a percentage that comes back out of that school uniform to the school to develop it, get recent latest technologies, everything. Now we buy this uniform, nothing comes back. So I'm saying those are the things we can do. We check where are we spending our money on. Then another thing that I've always said to my friends who are academics, the learned ones.
Yes.
I say, Nina, you're always encouraged to do research, which is good. We need new knowledge. But why are you not writing content that our students are being taught in schools? Because if you do let's say you write a book in English, every year they're buying that book. But all of them is these big publishers who are doing these things. But then you'll then say we have graduates who are unemployed. But why are they not just writing a content? We say our education is not assisted. Why are we not going to write the curriculum ourselves? Because those things are reviewed every 3 years. They take out syllabus, but our academics are only encouraged to do research and write articles, which is good. But why are they not being organized so that they can start to write curriculum that are the knowledge that our kids are consuming? So you are relying on an oppressor.
Basic knowledge. You
are relying on someone who oppressed you, to liberate you academically, to give you the right knowledge that will empower you. That will never happen.
You'll always be a slave.
That will never happen. They won't give you information that will liberate you mentally. They won't. Until Tina.
Yeah.
Our own academics, the learned ones, we start writing this thing. And don't write it alone. Don't write it. You need to involve those who are interested in business. They must tell you what type of labor force they need. You don't do it alone. Now academics are sitting there. They are making sure our people are taught to remember. If you are smart, Kusha, when you remember very well, you are able to write it in step by step.
Obvious.
Then what was smart. But you are not taught to think. You are not taught to ask why, how. Woma why and how they hardly come.
Yeah, shy. Why?
Hey, you ask what is. Hey, name. And you list.
Mention, describe,
Hey,
viva.
you are trained to remember procedures so that you become a good employee. Not one who think and ask. And who, they don't push us to have critical thinking. Hey, no, we are not curious. Our children are not taught why is this car moving faster than that one. They are not asked such questions so that they start to be critical thinkers. So that once you're a critical thinker, you start to come up with critical solutions to our problems.
Because thina basivalele khoneni kwabona sazi into eyi-1 i-TV idlala into eyi-1 i-radio ikhuluma into eyi-1 like siphila impilo eyi-1 nje
Uvuka ekuseni uyageza esipanini.
mama liseki FM 2 sokhuluma ngale nto nalo khuluma like nje hey phela lento khona uzozazela phela
Ne-radio ine-syllabus.
yeah yonke so manje ne khona njengoba uthi ufuna you must mobilize the community nathina siyang talking about the young perspective manje thina sasijayivela sekuma two man show kaChoko Dynasty yabona siyawa samba bomnandi yabo which is obevele December so uzo engage kanjani ne-youth okay kwamanje ngu-podcast like more because lento idinga ukuthi engage ne-youth kahle kahle
Yeah, no, I think most of our people, we need to check where do they spend most of their time.
ebumnandi
Two-man show.
No, it's fine. But one of the places where you spend most, I remember when just before you started this, you had to put your phone on silent because that's where you spend most of your time. You don't want to see it there. So now we must target them where they spend most of their attention on
the phone.
Nicheva ngama weekend. So Kusha, we need to do more clips. It must be fun. I was even talking to my team that we need to start to do cartoons so that we can start to speak to these ones who are under 10.
This is the
So that
now you're going now
we must come up with methods that they relate to.
Yeah.
We love clips, we love to put statuses, or you sometimes see just watch status. So we must have 30 seconds clips that are just educating and conscientizing our society.
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm a TikTok, we must have people who they relate to, these influencers who they are following. We must bring them to the party so that they are influencers who are doing good.
Yeah.
Besides the ones who are naked, they were just doing few content. So you then bring them so that they then start to understand this thing.
Yeah.
So, but as most of our youth are here on TV.
Yeah, system because manje ama-political ansashayani. Nikhohle ukuthi kunento busy system. Noma ngayenzani kunama protocols enziwalandela. Empethu
The
system
Babylon system that we need to cut, by the way. You know what, Liberator Mani, please lead us by example in doing this. I can see that this is possible. It is something that I want. Me, guys, no man getting biased. If I get a chance, I would vote for the ELF because of the things that you are saying. Please lead us by example. Number 1, by maybe getting land for yourself so that you can have factories. You understand? Where you can be able to supply some of the potatoes, my carrots, cabbage, spinach, for yourself as the ELF, or you hire the youth of Soweto and be able to distribute so we can move forward.
No, we're going to do that. And the good thing is that there are factories that are available that are being underutilized. They are just sitting there. People are vandalizing. So we don't have to necessarily start from scratch. We can utilize what is there.
Please.
If there are other people operating there, a factory is operating for 8 hours and you are there already, you must give us the 16 hours. So I'm just saying, but South Africans, we're spending more time sleeping. We need to wake up, take ownership, and confront our problems.
Face evari.
No, that thing is critical. And the reason why those cartels of drugs are doing very well is because as a society we are not organized. Because the minute you are organized, you know.
Yeah.
When you are organized, there are people who don't even know the names of Woma Kelwan. Because we are not organized. You think you are on your own as long as we are not on tape.
Yeah.
So our society has been influenced in a manner that as long as we know how to suit, you don't care what happened to the next person. So the minute we organize our society, those who are selling these drugs will run. They are not going to operate where community is organized. And through these programs we want to do, where I say we must start to consume, to manufacture what we're consuming, we'll have enough budget to be able to take these people to rehabs, to provide them support. Well, at the end, everything revolves about availability of capital. But we're saying this capital that is required, we can generate it ourselves based on what we're consuming when we start manufacturing it.
So, guys, my tracks, so there was this show, Sizoktola, where we had like UX, and he was busy closing down my track, what. He was put to a stop and was arrested, and nobody, even one political party, managed to help or fight for that guy. Even today, they don't want to see him on our socials, but he was fighting foreigners for distributing drugs in Soweto. That's why we are not combined because of drugs. How do we help that guy?
No, I can safely say one of our Liberator Mani had a meeting with him. I'll show you the picture.
That's good.
Where they met, we're pledging our support to him, but we're also glad that he has been given responsibility in City of Joburg to lead a particular task team.
Serious.
Which is good.
Shout out.
So, I think our take is that if police were doing what is expected, if community is doing what is expected, because we're the ones who are harboring these drug dealers. So, I think that this thing goes back to the same thing. As community, we need to be organized. And once we're organized, I'm telling you, if they know the community united, they meet, chief, they won't come to your area.
10,000 sponsors.
Manje khona yezo mina bona le unity ya le ye vele ngiceda amandla kokugcina because we talk about uniting the nation. Umuntu like kini wena endlini namko united like le yazi yangithinta leza kodaki ukuthi siya fair awuzwane necousin yakho mamncane akho sibani no anto wakho when again uyazenza lezo you unite family again unite team.
Just that I don't have my phone in the launch
before we are get
at the consultative session that we did not the launch in Sharpeville. Around plus 20 members of my family came to support the program. Because
shout out.
You must start to be a leader from where you come from.
Please.
You must first gain respect from Eka. So I think in terms of family support and everything, we've been providing proper leadership within the family, and they also respect and believe on what we're doing. They were there.
Yeah. I'll provide job opportunities. My family na kabantu abangasebenzi bakhona. Ngongaqali ngalabo bese uzakithi. Like I understand. Out of like kunabantu abaphambi kwakho.
That don't even get along.
Not umunye umuntu ofuna kulama drugs aselimpopo. Ekasi lakho khona.
No, everything that is happening is because we're not organized.
So my family now organized.
We're not, because people, they are in it for themselves. They're in it for themselves, and they forget that these ones that they're neglecting will be a problem to them. They will be the ones who will go and work with criminals and your child get kidnapped. Then they come demand ransoms, but you are ignoring them. So I'm saying, South African problems, I'm saying it again, belongs to us. That everyone needs to accept. These problems that we have, high corruption, high everything, they are ours.
We need to own them.
And once we admit that they are ours, then we'll then start to come up with a process of solving them. We'll then come up with a process of holding those that we trust to represent us accountable, because we'll be organized. I'm telling you, imali yampakati that is organized. Because you will have to relocate. No, we don't promote violence, but I'm just we're not promoting violence. No. Just they know you're organized. You know, I need 2,000 you pay years I also beat you without you doing anything. Just to show them that you know. They will relocate.
So, political party. Because the question I'm going to political party
no, I believe that if the programs you are pushing, people believe in it, they will support it.
Yeah. Or not.
Hey.
Yeah, because they are scam.
No, people will support what they believe in. No, in ELF we have two types of membership. We have a free membership.
Oh, I'm telling you free.
There's which we call it general membership. You don't pay a cent.
Please.
Then those want to be active. actively involved, attend meetings, do door to door. Because another people must be saved who love our organization, how we talk, they like us, they want to be part. Ne? But then you have those who want to be actively involved.
Yeah.
Those are the ones who pay 20 rand per year. Per year.
Oh.
Per year. Those who want to be actively involved.
Yeah, I talk.
Yeah.
So I'm jelly when besides politics, besides in personal when I look as abantu. Because abanye abantu bayasiza because bakupolitics like personally
they
do you
want
help
the
people.
fame.
Ungathi singa 6 months wena personal khona abantu abasizayo.
Hey, I think I've done a lot. Others I even forget that I've assisted them. You just see it by messages. You once assisted me when I was in university, when I was trying to enter. And also where I come from. The reason why we also have a lot of support from the elders. For years I've been providing for them, doing them the monthly, doing birthdays for go, buying them, giving them food parcels, getting them blankets. That's why on our program in Sharpeville, there were over 80 elders there that left Soweto coming to support this particular program. On the 2nd of June, we are going to, in Naledi, we are going to be with senior citizens who are over 600. And the reason they are with us because they've seen the compassion and the love that we have for the people. Because we're saying the only time you are going to be honest and loyal to the people is when you love them. That's why, and one of our key pillars is that you must have love for the people. Because if you love them, you are not going to steal them imali amanzi. You are not going to steal their food parcel. You are not going to give them rose. So I think the reason why we get more support is because of testimonies that are being given by those that we have supported when we had nothing, but just sharing the little that we have.
Yes, man, in this kind of platform, what scares me, I don't want to mislead the people. Like, I'm going to talk about the dog, like, me no be kawe, you understand? Me no ring a var, uwenze var. Yabo iphelente ringa yevar. Abantu bami bazovana. Marifa kusevar uphazisa mina. Because bazothi abantu bami mbayise umuntu no wrong, like ngiyazithengisa ngiyazibeka.
Listen, you are not taking your people to do wrong.
Yeah.
You are coming with them, work together to address this particular challenge.
Yeah.
We'll work together to start doing this particular program.
Yeah, it's
so you are not bringing them now. So we are going to walk this journey together. We are going to together. Once we organize our site, we bring them to, even if it's a blog. We start to see what is it that we can start to do in this particular blog. So we are going to be doing it together.
Oh yeah. So now let's mobilize them with this podcast.
Yeah. If you want to join Economic Liberators, you go to elfonline.org. Your membership is free. If you want to take active membership, is 20 rand. But if you still want to make up your money, you can join the free membership, organize workshops so that you first understand us. So we encourage you to start with the free membership. We have workshops. If you decide to feel like you want to be active, then you can go to the active membership at 20 rand. Which is 20 rand per year.
Choco dynasties. Ngena ngayo ngenza ka December. Hlanganini lapha ku Choco. But then khona lami siyabonga ukuthi uzile yabo. Ulikhulumile site le ELF. Hopefully abantu ababukelayo abamamela ku Vodacom Music bazokulandela yabo. Nami ngiyancane iscenario yakho because iscenario yakho awuthi ngizaniyenzela. Uthi asenze sonke.
It's the first time umuntu athi asiyenzeni ukuthi I'll give you job opportunities. If you came with that mandate, I was going to ask you a job now.
Because mini plan yami ngifuna ukungena. So ngikhoza yabo. So ngokuyekelile sizohlangana umuntu sizohlangana episode 2. Manje ngokuyeziningi ngiyangena nina. Because manje nakhona amakhulumana lenhlelo. Kwaze lapho ukuthi uzosebenza lento ekhulumayo. Like awazi awukayenzi.
It will work.
Hopefully with your support. So yabaleka ngisengicela. Ebafethu don't forget to like and subscribe igama kahle Kota N Chill aka Mr. Soweto kafela Motseba aka Mr. Cool himself. Don't forget to watch amanye episode ezasekaslami. Don't forget to eat a food bar ELF bafethu asisupporteni. They are not freedom fighters by the way.
They are liberators. Easy, Jamatota. Guys, you know what to do. You like, you subscribe, and comment down below. So, when you get to December, I will see the choco. We two men show battle in the run.
It day vibes were fit to the spit to Pabi Cooper. Nines are good in the run. No more wishes about Choco.
Secret,
ELF. I'll just call myself a meeting. Peace to the shop.